This episode of the Gamerheads Podcast is brought to you by Seven Bridges Premium Gourmet Yum Yum Sauce. Enhance every bite with our savory blends of flavors, perfect for meats, vegetables, and crispy treats. Whether you're dipping, drizzling, marinating, grilling, roasting, or snacking, Seven Bridges Yum Yum Sauce takes your culinary experience to the next level. Get yours today and make every meal a gourmet delight.
Hi, I'm Celia Schilling from Yacht Club Games.
Hey, this is James from Mega Cat Studios.
Hey folks, this is Matt, aka Stormageddon from Reignite and the Fun and Games podcast.
This is Stephanie from the Boss Rush podcast and the Boss Rush Network.
Hey, this is Mark and Keon from Bonte Avond.
Hey, this is Sebastian with the ProNerdReport.com and the Single Player Experience podcast.
Hi, this is Chris.
Mike.
And Garrett from Daylight Basement Studio.
Hey, this is Baron J67 from Level 1 Gaming.
Hi, I'm Jacob McCourt from the Left Behind Game Club, Crossplay Conversations, and Video Game Trivia.
Hey, this is Todd Mitchell from Code Right Play.
Salutations, this is Mike Carroll from Stroll Art.
Hey, this is Jeff Moonen from Fun and Games Podcast.
What's good, y'all? This is Adam from Respawn Aimfire.
Hey, this is Patrick from the Backlog Odyssey.
Hey, this is Rune from Runic Codes.
Hi, this is Andrew from Spalato Bros.
Hi, everyone. Jill Grote here from the Indie Informer.
Hello, this is the Crypt Master, and you're listening to Roger You're listening to Roger on the Gamerheads Podcast.
And welcome to another episode of the Gamerheads Podcast. My name is Roger. Along with me are my good friends and co-host. I have Trina.
Hello.
And Jake.
Hello.
And a very good friend of mine who has been on the show before. And we play games normally every week. Carter.
Yo, what's up, party people? Why did I say that?
Don't know. That was not you. I mean, that was you, but it is not like you to say that. But welcome to the show, Carter.
Glad to be on.
Carter, you've been on the show before. I know who you are. And the other two co-hosts know who you are. But for those that are listening that may have stumbled upon the Gamerheads podcast for the very first time, who are you?
Yes, I'm a senior account executive over at Stride PR. We represent everyone from one-person indies all the way up to AAA studios, and we do the PR for the U.S. PAX events. So when you hear about PAX news, usually it came from us.
That's true. I have known you for a couple of years now. I think since the pandemic, actually.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think you're one of your first PAXs that I think we got to know each other from was the PAX Online back in
PAX Online. Yeah,
there's 2020 and 2021.
Yeah, that's right. And I won't bring up the story because I think it's a funny story, but I do remember you from the Media Mixer. It's not a funny story with you or me. It was a funny story about other things. But I don't know. Then we became friends. We went and had poutine at Seattle. Wasn't that Seattle? Right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that was. What's the name of? I'm drawing a blank on the name of the place. Which is funny because we have like expense reports from our trips, and I'm like, I've drawn a blank on the name. There's a fine place you can get grilled cheese and burgers and poutine in Seattle. Also, I learned, I think the proper pronunciation of poutine is actually poutine, because I went to a bar in Philadelphia that had a chef from Montreal, and the bartender pronounced it like that. So I think that's the way you have to pronounce it, is poutine.
Is that true, Jake? Do you know anything about that?
We have a Canadian here.
Yeah.
That is how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I think in Montreal, I think if you said poutine, you'd get kind of ostracized for saying it, but
they would chase you out of Montreal.
Yeah, I think they want you to say poutine, but I don't know. I still call it poutine.
Oh, okay. I will keep that in mind for May when I'm in Montreal.
Yeah. If you go to Montreal, maybe call it poutine. But
But anyway, Carter, thank you so much for taking time of your schedule and meeting with us. You just got back from GDC.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're going to be talking about PAX East, which is coming up here in like a week's time.
Yeah. I'll say I'm glad they don't overlap this year. That's very when those years when they do overlap, which is really just a byproduct of convention center availability. The events try to avoid it, but sometimes it's unavoidable just based on when the convention centers are available. As you know, the Boston Convention Center, which is actually now called the Thomas M. Menino Convention and Exhibition Center, named after the late mayor who might be most well known for the Aqua Teen Hunger Force incident back in 2007, 13107, never forget. But Boston renamed the convention center after him. Thankfully the acronym it used to be BCEC. Yeah. Thankfully, instead of it being like his full name, it's just the MCEC now. So
okay.
It's on their website, and I'm very, very glad they did that. So.
Yeah, it's a very nice facility, I will say. If anybody has ever been to, first of all, I will say this, like Boston's my favorite city out of all the cities I've been to in the U.S., a total of 4 of them. But of the 4 that I've been to, Boston is my favorite city. Now, I've been to more than 4 cities.
The thing I find ironic about the MCEC is that Boston as a city, when it comes to city planning, I've said this before, there was no city planning pretty much. I don't know. I can rant about this for a while. Go check out the game Boston City Planner, made by one of my friends, Bryce Pulls, and some other fine game devs who are not my friends. Nice people, but also not my friends necessarily. But Bryce Pulls is one of my friends, so I'm going to name them.
Okay. But they're not your enemies, though.
They're not my enemies. They're just not your friends. They're just not my friends necessarily.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. Just that, again.
Wait. Can I ask a quick question? A side quest, if you will, on the story. When you tell people about the Gamerheads podcast, do you say my friend Roger is podcast? Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. Yeah. No, I just want to know where
he says my enemy.
Yeah. I didn't know. Listen. No, actually, we don't play any games that are competitive. Have we ever played competitive games against each other? I don't think so.
I don't know. I think we go with the co-op.
We do.
And the other developer on the Boston City Planner was Ryan Wiemeyer, who was nice person. Part of Hats Productions. I've had many nice interactions with them, but I'm much closer with Bryce than I am with Ryan. Sorry, Ryan. If you want to rectify that, you could reach out. We can start hanging out.
He likes poutine. You could take him up for or poutin or whatever you pronounce it in Montreal. But to be fair though to Boston, this was like created, during like the 1600s, probably 1700s, something like that. Also, the roads were developed so that way they could prevent people from invading their cities, right? Like, isn't that how the roads were built and kind of crazy like that? Also, the waters are really weird there. Like, they dumped a bunch of like junk and made land from it and said, look, we made land, and they started building their city on it. Like, isn't that all true? Like, all of that? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't need to defend Boston.
We've left many things in the 17th and 18th century. And I think Boston needs to get with the times. It's time to do some 21st century city planning, Boston.
Yeah, didn't they
I know they're capable of it because of the Boston Convention. The Thomas Menino Convention and Exhibition Center. It's a very nicely laid out building. I think the Seattle Convention Center is a little more fun because it's a little more adventurous to get around.
See, I disagree with you on that.
More vertical, but the MCEC is a nice sense. It's a nice sensical, very large building, but it's very sensical to get around. I like it.
Yeah, I do too, and it's easy to get in. It's easy to find your way. I will say Seattle, I get lost every single time. I'm like, what door am I entering? I don't know. Like, I don't remember.
The only thing I would say, and probably Zeb would say it, was every time he wanted to go use his vape, we lost him for about 30 minutes because he had to find his way outside.
You just gotta kick the bad habit, and then you won't have
That doesn't sound like Boston's fault. That sounds like Zeb needs to kick a bad habit. That's what that sounds like. No, but I do love Boston. I think Boston is like my absolute favorite cities. Last year, Carter and I went to go catch Red Sox games. His Rangers were playing against the Red Sox, and I'm happy to report that the Red Sox won. And then my son and I went. We went to Boston on the 4th of July, which if you've never been to Boston during the 4th of July, that is the thing to do. That city is so amazing during the 4th of July. There's so many things to do in Boston. The people of Boston are so amazing. If they're not in their cars, if they're in their cars driving around, that's a different thing. But I absolutely love Boston, and we went to go see another game, and Fenway is just an amazing baseball park. If you're a baseball fan, you need to go to Fenway at least once in your life, because it is such a cool experience. And what was the place, Carter, we went to eat after? It was like some burger place.
Yeah, I'll have to look up the name, but if you look for for anyone, while I'm vamping here, while you're looking for a burger place nearby, it is the burger place that is nearby.
Yeah.
I completely drawn a blank on the name, but
as you look that up, I'll just say the burgers were like, I don't know, like $6. It was insanely.
It was Tasty Burger.
It was, and they were really tasty. Like they lived to their name, like a little to name. It was like $6 a burger. It was so cheap and so good. It was really busy, but we found a place to sit. It was awesome. It was such a great, I love Boston. So I think because I love Boston so much, PAX East is probably my favorite event during the year as well. Just because I get to go to Boston, my favorite city of the 4 cities I've ever visited, and it's just a fun event and such a cool experience. So, Jake, I know you went to Boston last year. Was the first time, right? Was that the first time you've been to PAX East?
First time I've been to PAX East, but I have been to Boston before that. But yeah, last year was my first PAX. So.
Yes, that was my first PAX East because, so that was my second PAX ever.
Yeah. So this will be your third PAX. No, fourth PAX.
Fourth, because we went to West last year.
Yeah, that's right. And I guess, Carter, I will include you on this question. For those that are going to PAX for the very first time, or people have been going there for a while, what are some things you would pack for PAX?
I'm going to say make sure you have very comfortable shoes. You can get yourself some nice insoles, just because you're going to be on your feet for a few days walking around. I think that's really the important thing. Don't be afraid to embrace the New Balance shoe in your life, if necessary. Like I said, get a good insole. That is definitely what I'm going to recommend there.
I agree.
Rock the dad shoes.
Yeah,
get some Dr. Scholl's.
Yeah, Dr. Scholl's. Yeah, no, I mean that's sound advice. Good shoes, I'd also say make sure you have good hips as well.
Oh my gosh.
Do we all need robot hips now, Roger?
Maybe. I don't know. I will say, after getting my hip replaced, it is so much easier to walk around. Because you do walk around. I feel like the part of it is also I love Boston. I like Boston's a walking city. But
it's
every time
city.
It is a walking city. It is a walking city. And I don't want to hear any complaints about this when we go to Boston.
Oh, you ready for this next week, Jake?
I don't want to hear any complaints. I put in probably 10 miles a day when I'm in Boston. I'm not joking either. That's a true statement.
I will say all cities are walking cities if you're willing to walk.
Yeah, well, that's true. That is a true statement. That is also true. Yeah, but I don't know. So shoes, good shoes. Jake, do you have any things that you would pack for PAX?
Probably a battery pack. Like any sort of like charger for your phone. I was constantly taking pictures, taking videos on my phone a fair bit actually. So I think this year I want to bring a battery pack because I was always at like 20% by the end of the night. I remember one night, our friend Asa, he decided to stay out later than us and we went home and he's like, oh, my phone's about 1% battery life, so it might just die. And then we were like, well, now we don't know if you're okay or not. So,
I don't know how we got home that night. Like,
I don't know. I don't remember, but I think you made it. I think you made it home. So.
Well, he did.
Have
yes.
you talked to him since then?
Yes.
See, he lived.
Yeah.
Asa's gonna be listening to this like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, because I have spoken to Asa since PAX.
Are you sure it was Asa?
Well, that is a good question. Maybe it wasn't him. I don't know. But a good battery pack is a good item to pack. I agree.
Maybe don't get one of those MagSafe battery packs, because the wireless charging is more. It's less efficient than charging with a cable. So get the maximum out of your battery. And
no, that's good.
Don't use the wireless charging.
Yeah.
Trina, do you have any advice for packing things that you'd pack for PAX?
The shoes and the battery pack were good ones. I feel like last year, like my water bottle and like my granola bars I had in my backpack were like clutch because like
those are good. Yeah.
Sometimes you were just like you just needed a little something in between like going to see games and like the lines for the food were so long. I'm like, I don't have time to wait for this. So yeah, like having a little snack, just a little something just to hold you over until you can actually get in the line and wait.
Yeah.
I think you gave me a granola bar and I forgot about it. And then when I got home, there was just this like granola, like it wasn't a solid shape anymore. It had just grinded to dust.
It was granola?
Yeah.
It turned into the
it was granola now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We had so many snacks at the Airbnb though. Like we didn't even eat them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any other. I do actually. I do have a really good one. For me, this is important. I like to pack airborne, like the emergency stuff, and I eat that like candy during PAX or anytime I'm out traveling, honestly, because I just don't want to get sick, and and knock on wood, I have not gotten sick at an airport or conventions or anything, just because. I don't know. I guess a big thing is take care of yourself, right? Like drink a lot of water.
Yeah, hand sanitizer too.
Hand sanitizer. That's it. Yeah. And I will say, like one thing.
Bottle.
Yeah. Although the convention does they do a really great job. They do have a lot of hand sanitizer stations around, and a lot of devs will have sanitizer at their station as well. So that's always a good thing. But I agree, pack hand sanitizer. That's always a good thing.
You're going to be touching a lot of controllers and
keyboards
stuff, keyboards, and then eating a burger,
Yeah.
Wash your hands, people.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. Yeah. What's one piece of advice you'd give to somebody that's going, I mean, not pack, but like, what's one thing you'd say, like, here's one thing that I wish I knew, or wish I would do differently, or what I do at PAX? Like, what's one thing that you would tell somebody that they're going to PAX for the first time? Carter, I'll start with you again.
I would say don't be afraid to explore. I mean, there's the BCEC or the MCEC is it's a massive building. It can be a little daunting, but just don't be afraid to get out there and explore. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff to to see and do, and don't be afraid to go down an aisle you think you might not necessarily recognize. Don't go anywhere it says don't go. We have don't if you don't have a media badge, don't go into the media room.
Yeah.
We do have a sign up that will tell you no access. So in very, very friendly language. It says no PAX XP here. I think that's really the thing. Go out, explore. I mean, this is because like one of the fun things I think about like doing things in person and playing games in person is that you get kind of exposed to things that you maybe in a digital only format wouldn't necessarily explore. And I think that's one of the great things about a convention setting is that you really get the opportunity to, because you're physically there to, maybe because you see something that crosses your eye, or maybe, oh yeah, this station's open, I'm gonna go play. Just get out there, explore, open up your horizons. I mean, this is, especially if you're there for 4 days, use your time.
Yeah. No, I think that's like, to me, I think that's the biggest thing. There's so much that, I mean, part of it is going, as media, like I have a lot of appointments and I cover a lot of games. So I play a lot of games. But one thing I will say that I wish I did more of was explore, right? Like, because there is so much. Like, one thing I didn't realize until PAX West last year was that there's like this whole area of the board games, and they have all these board games you can just check out. And they're open until like late, well, I'm assuming East is the same way, but till midnight.
Yeah.
And we played board games. It was so fun. It was so fun.
Yeah, that's one of the other things. It's like, the expo hall's 10 to 6 every day, but the show on the first 3 days is like, there's stuff to do up until, like midnight. I mean, there's panels that are going on late. There's a lot of free play stuff, handheld areas, tabletop free play. And so what, like, you could be staying at PAX literally all day until they kick you out at midnight.
Yeah, there's so much to do. Like, I guess I'm just going to jump in here and I'll give my thing, because like this ties to what Carter was saying. Like, I would say, like, be curious, right? Like, that's my big thing is, be curious and like explore and go outside your comfort zone a little bit, I guess, right? Because like you might find that there's something that you're like, oh, I didn't know, like, I enjoyed this kind of game, or I enjoyed this kind of cardboard game, or I didn't know, like, this panel was going to be so interesting, and I'm so glad that I went to. There's so many different panels. There's so many things. Just be curious and go in an open mind and just explore. Like, I cannot say that enough. Like, there's so much to offer. That's one of the things that I love about our industry, but love about PAX too, is there's just so much for everybody, and everybody's welcome. Like, that's what I love about PAX. It's just a welcoming place, and there's so much to do. So go and explore.
Yeah,
Jake?
one thing I'll say as well is if you are if you are interested, the info booth has the pronoun stickers. If you've always wondered, hey, where do I get those? You can go get those at the info booth, which at East is, I believe, it's pretty close to the entrance.
Yeah. East, that's the other thing I will say about East that I do love. It, like, everything is centralized in one building, which is very nice. But it also feels like easy to like find things. You're like, oh, this is like the check-in area, the registration area, and then here's the merch area. Oh yeah, I need to get merch this year. I always wait until last minute, and then they never have anything in my size, and then I feel sad because I don't get merch. I need to do that like right away. That is going to be one of my first things. So
hit up the merch booth. There's also usually a second like merch light as well. So go hit up both. But yeah, get your stuff early. Also, if you are a fan of the pins, check out Pin Arcade, Pinny Arcade. I need to get one of those. The Serenity Forge booth has a Slay the Princess pin, and I'm gonna have to. So we represented the Slay the Princess. Million copies sold as of February.
Wow!
And I am real excited. I'm really excited to try and nab one of those pins. Might have to leverage some of my connections. I know people. I want one of those pins. I worked on that game. I want a pin.
Yeah. I will say, Jake, I'll go to you next, but can I just jump in real quick about Slay the Princess? It was at PAX East, the first year that I played Slay the Princess, the demo, and I just turned to the devs and I was just like, this is so amazing. This game is so good. And that was the moment that I realized, oh my gosh, this industry is so cool. Like, there's so much here. So
Tony and Abby, they're my clients, so I'm inherently biased, but they're such great people.
they are.
I love working with them. I got to see them last week at GDC, and yeah, I always love talking with them. They're amazing to work with. They make some amazing games, and yeah, I'm so glad they've seen success. Yeah, they're such genuine people.
Yeah. Jake, what advice would you give to somebody?
Check the app. Check the PAX app.
Oh yeah.
That's very useful. It's got all the whole schedule set up so you can see when panels are going to be and what's going on that day. You can also set reminders for when specific panels are happening. There's also a map that shows you where all the booths are. I used that religiously last year, trying to find my meetings and stuff like that, because they give you a number and you're like, okay, I gotta find this now, right? So yeah, the app was super, super helpful. So
yeah. And the app is usually not just usually, is the most updated information. So
yeah.
Sound like
what
a
about you, Trina?
spokesperson for PAX.
Who does? Me?
Jake.
Jake,
check out the app.
Yeah, check out the app.
Download the app.
Yeah. We're not getting Carter's not paying us to say these things. These are true endorsements. Anyway, Trina, what do you?
Man, you guys took all of my things that I was gonna say. I guess I'll just piggyback off of the be curious kind of thing, because I feel like my first PAX, I kind of overloaded my calendar. I mean, obviously with press, and I didn't really get to explore as much. And with East, I got to do a little bit more of that, and then even West, I did a little bit more. And there was a moment where I had a free afternoon, and I was going around with Sarah and Jen, and we found this room at West that had women and inclusivity and all this really cool stuff in it. And there was photo op things, this really pretty flower with a swing you could take pictures at, and it was just cool to see and talk with some of these people and kind of learn more about their games outside of the very busy convention center. And I realized in that moment, I'm like, I need to do more exploring, because I'm missing out on some of these other small things that I didn't even realize were here. So yeah, I think just kind of be curious, look around, walk around. Seems like sometimes you find the hidden stuff is kind of the gems. So
yeah. I still haven't, and I'm going to. I've never hit the arcade area, the free arcade area. I want to check that out.
I did that at West with Sarah and Jen, actually,
Okay.
too.
Okay.
Yeah, they were right by each other.
Yeah, and I believe different groups do the East and West arcades, so you have a different selection. I think the group 100 Yen Life does the one at West. I've drawn a blank on the name of the group that does it at East, but this way you'll get a different selection. And one thing I think I'm going to recommend that people check out is I don't know when it is this year, but in the past they've had it. When you check out the console free play, the classic console stuff, I know that they have had Steel Battalion in the past. They might not have it this year, but if they do have it, go check it out, because it's one of the few chances that you'll get to play Steel Battalion with other people. I know they have it at West for sure. I believe they had it last year. I know it's kind of really a special thing, because if you don't know Steel Battalion, it's that Xbox game that had the special controller, giant mechs, and so it's one of the few chances you get to really play it. So if it's not there, go to West, come back next year. Maybe they'll have it. So that's my recommendation.
Nice. What's one thing that, and Carter, I think Jake and Trina and I have to be careful what we say is the one thing that we're most excited for. If we're going to talk about games, just because there might be embargo stuff. So we have to be careful. But Carter, like, you also have to be careful too, but I'm just saying, like, what's one thing that you're most excited for with PAX that you could talk about? I guess that's the thing that I'll say to all of us. Like, what's one thing that you're most excited about that you can talk about?
Well, so when I get a chance to do to check out the show floor, I'm actually excited. There's a few hardware companies that I'm really looking forward to checking out. Azeron is going to have some stuff there. I think I'm going to go spend some money at the Bingo board booth because I was going to at PAX Unplugged, but an attendee bought the last like special PAX edition board that they had, and look, who am I to interrupt? I'm not going to stop an attendee from buying something. That's just mean. So I'm excited for the hardware companies. Like Edifier is going to be there. If they have speakers, I might be leaving with some speakers. Which if anyone knows anything about the best like vacuum seal packs for your luggage, please pass those recommendations along because I will probably need them because I will be trying to pack some speakers in my. So I'm really excited at the hardware that I can spend money on. And this is me being unbiased. We have a bunch of we have a bunch of companies that will be at PAX, but I will be unbiased and not mention them.
You are every time I talk to you, you're always talking about some kind of tech, and I'm like, wow, you know more about this than I do. Tell me more. You are especially audio. Audio is like your thing, man. Like,
yes,
yeah,
yes, I am. My audio setup that I'm using right now did cost more than $1,000 in total.
Oh my goodness.
I do, Roger, I do need you to stop by the Gamehead booth in the tabletop area at 10A because I need Gamerheads to meet Gamehead.
Yeah. So Carter sends me this text, and it's a booth called Gamehead, and I read it a couple times. And I was like, what is this? Wait, it's not Gamerheads. Oh no, it's Gamehead. And so there is another company called Gamerheads. Like, I will say that there's actually more than one. There's several companies called Gamerheads, but this one in particular is called Gamehead. But they capitalized the H and the G, and our brand is lowercase h for the H for the head part. But
now, did you get my message about Gameheads?
Oh, what was Gameheads?
Okay, so this is an exciting development. So I was at GDC. So at GDC last week, I attended the Black and Gaming Awards.
Okay.
We do some PR for the Black and Gaming organization. The awards were great. It was a lot of people, hyping each other up, doing a little bit of shit talking as well. A lot of fun banter going back and forth. It was a fun time. But I found out that there's a group called Gameheads. I believe it's an Oakland-based group. It's called the Tech Training Program that uses video game design, development, and DevOps to develop diverse, talented, bold new voices, train young people for the tech ecosystem, and prepare them for college, career, and civic life. So
wow.
We need you to get to talk to Gameheads because we have Gameheads, and now Gamerheads. And then you're saying there's a Gamerhead as well? Or
no, it's Gamerheads with a Z.
Oh, Gamerheads with a Z. Wow,
yeah,
we are
yeah.
all we are all over the place.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
See,
and I think
collecting them all like the Infinity Stones, Roger.
Yeah, that's right. I think there's two. One is a Gamerheads with a Z is a podcast. There's another podcast called Gamerheads with a Z.
I don't think they've posted in a long time.
They haven't though. Yeah, they haven't. They haven't been around for a really, really long time. And then the other Gamerheads is a it's like a gaming outfit place, like that they sell like stuff for gamers, right? Like controllers and other things. I don't know. I haven't, but one day I'm going to go there and I'm going to be like, Gamerheads with a Z, meet Gamerheads with an S.
Yeah, that's
But
in the Minneapolis suburbs. Huh? I'm planning on taking a trip up to Minneapolis. I mean, for two reasons. One is, hey, Minneapolis is a nice city, nice place to visit. I got some friends there. But the other was, with everything going on earlier this year, some people made a good point that Minneapolis's tourism has taken a big hit, and recommended people come out, take a visit, help support help support the tourism industry, help support the region. So hey, I got worse excuses to go hang out in the Minneapolis area. And maybe,
if you come through here where I live, I'll give you a Gamerhead sticker, and then you can bring that up to them and say, here, I want to put this on your wall. Or just do it without asking.
Now look, Roger, I will say this. One thing about PAX is that is that if you ever wondered, when booths give away stuff, they don't give away stickers, and that's because there is a rule against it. Because when you give people stickers for free, what are they going to do? They're going to stick them places, and that's rude. So I will ask for permission before placing stickers anywhere. But I'm sure that hey, they show up.
I'm sure they'll be
Gamerheads, Gamerheads Z. We're all gamers. We all got heads
that have heads. Yeah, exactly.
Z. F. Gamerhead.
Yeah, Gamerhead. Yeah, the Gamerhead Podcast. I've heard of them. Yeah, I guess bad advice. Don't just stick it there. That's a good point, Carter. Jake, what are you most excited for?
A lot of things. No, I'm trying to think of I had something and then Nintendo's gonna be there. And they weren't there last year, so I'm kind of excited to see that.
Were they not?
They were at
No,
West.
they weren't at East last year. So they were at West, but yeah, they haven't been at East. So yeah, that'll be cool. I saw they're right beside Magic the Gathering as well, and I've kind of gotten into my TCG phase. So
look. Look at I just got
Lauren or whatever it's called. Yeah. So yeah, I think that those are two that I'm definitely going to be checking out day one and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see new games too that I don't know about. So that's always cool to do, is just like you guys said, explore and find some games that you've never heard of and get to talk to people about it. It's really cool. So
yeah, awesome. Trina, what about you?
I thought Jake was gonna steal mine, but he didn't, so we're good.
I knew you were gonna say it, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it to Trina.
Okay. So of course, always, excited to see friends and people that we haven't seen in a while. And of course their panels, because we've got a lot of friends that are on panels again this year. But I think the thing I am most excited for, especially because it's now been about a year since we've joined the Warframe fan club playing Warframe, is to go see the panel for Warframe. And also we got the tickets for the 10 VIP on Friday, so I'm excited to do that as well, because last year we didn't get to do it because we didn't know about it in time. So this year we're going, and I'm excited to kind of mingle and meet other people from that play Warframe, and some of the Steve and Reb and whoever else will be at the 10 VIP. Right.
Yeah.
I also heard, and I think this was from Warframe themselves, that the lanyards are Warframe and Soulframe for PAX East. Carter's like, No, they showed it.
I don't know.
They showed it on their
just,
stream, so they are Warframe.
Roger's gonna be excited for that.
I am.
Roger's constantly trying to get me to become a Warframe addict.
Yeah,
or at least occasionally. It's happened multiple times.
And then what happens is the same thing that happens with these guys, because like we're like it's kind of relational, kind of. Like every time I want to play with those two, they're like, "Oh, you have all these missions you need to complete before you can play with us," and then I have to go do that. Same thing happens to Carter. Carter, come join me. Oh, I have to complete these missions here. I can't do anything until I complete these missions.
You just gotta get through like the first like little bit, and then you're good. Like I think you need to get past Deimos. That's where you're stuck, and then after that we can play. But you haven't done that yet.
I haven't. No, but no. It's the Carter has the same problem. Like he's like, oh, I have all these things I need to do before we can play together. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm the same way with you guys. You're like, you need to go do all this before we can really do anything together.
Okay.
I've been on a couple raids with you all, I should say.
Are you bringing your Switch too?
Yeah, bring your Switch too.
I am.
Because
is it out yet?
It's coming out on Switch 2 right before PAX East, so you better download it, and then we're going to play Warframe over there.
All right.
Comes out the 25th, so it's literally the day of PAX.
Oh, it's the day of PAX? Yeah, that's
the
cool.
Day before PAX, yeah.
Day before.
Yeah, day before PAX.
So instead of exploring Boston, we're just going to play.
We're just going to play PAX, yeah. In Boston.
You get Warframe on your phone, then you can explore Boston and play Warframe.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I mean, playing on your Switch 2 is kind of the same. You can just walk around and
there you go.
Not pay attention where you're going. Just watch out for cars.
It's Boston, not New York. New York is, hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah, that's true. I'm walking here. But do watch out for cars, though. I will say that. That is one thing that I will say.
Yes. I believe I can speak for everyone at PAX when I say, please don't get hit by a car while you are having fun at PAX.
Yeah.
They're crazy drivers there.
Because the roads make no sense.
Yeah. For me, I would say the same thing. Seeing friends, obviously, going to panels. I'm excited for the Warframe as well. The Warframe. I'm excited for that. I sent Carter a text when I got the news of who their keynote speaker is, because I'm really excited. Xavier Nelson Jr. is going to be the keynote speaker at PAX, and I am really excited to hear him talk. Like, I've had him on the podcast a couple times, and he is such a phenomenal speaker. He is probably one of the, if not the smartest people I've ever talked to. He is just very intelligent, really thoughtful. But, for somebody as smart as he is, he doesn't ever make you feel really stupid. Like, that's the crazy thing for me. I think that's always like, there's a lot of really smart people and they make you feel really stupid. He doesn't make you feel that way. He's such a genuine person. He is such a kind person. And every time I've seen him at PAX West in person as well, he's just a really wonderful person. And we were like, this industry is blessed to have him in the industry because he does so much for the industry. And he's pushing the envelope on things that people they're like, they can't be done. He's like, well, I'm going to show you it can be done. So I'm really, really looking forward to hearing the keynote. You all, every year they have a good keynote speaker, but I'm really excited for him. Carter.
There's a raise hand feature here. Sorry.
There is. Yeah.
Yes. I have two things. I have two things to say. One is first of all, I'm very excited that Xavier is giving the keynote. Only one person was brave enough to make a game where you could short that baby. And
that's right.
Xavier is being rewarded for it. Right. I would also like to apologize to Xavier because he might have thought that I was like stalking him in the GDC hotel. So we got on the elevator at our hotel, and this one elevator at our hotel is weird. It's weird. It's this elevator. First off, pick the floor, you have to hit a touch screen outside the elevator. And then there's these like lights on the inside that indicate the floors that it's going to.
I know. Yeah, I know.
And there's one elevator that would constantly say 11. And I got on that elevator with Zalavir. And we both got off. And and it's a little weird when someone's getting off at like the same elevator floor as you. And I think he saw that it was 11. He might not have seen me hitting the 4. He's like, "Are you sure this is your floor?" I was like, yeah, no, I'm on this floor as well, which is, not suspicious at all. Thankfully, I'm very glad that my hotel room is when you leave the elevators, there's 2 ways you can go. There's one, and you can turn left, and there's all the rooms to the left, and then there's one room to the right. And I was in that one room to the right, and I was so thankful because wouldn't it be funny
if it was just you two on the right, and you're like, yeah.
Well, I felt I had this happen not too long ago where there's some women on this elevator. I forget where I was, and it was at some hotel, and it's like we're both getting off on the same floor, but I had to like tap my key just to prove that I was actually at that hotel because I'm not a creep, I swear. Just getting off on the same floor. So Zalavir, I'm sorry, I was not stalking you. Granted, exactly went different directions is proof, but I'm putting it out there publicly on the record that I was not stalking you, Zalavir. Let's see, I worked on a game that he wrote for once.
Really?
Yeah, it was We Are the Caretakers. And I remember kind of freaking him out then because in a funny way. Because I was like, yeah, I recognize you from from Twitter. You make a lot of great posts. And he was like, oh, people like me for my posts. It was very funny.
He does make a lot of posts. He does. Yeah,
he does. He's a good deranged poster, and I say that with all the love. Zalavir Nelson, great keynote speaker, and a person that I am definitely not stalking. I would like to have this on the record. I am not stalking Zalavir Nelson.
That's breaking news right here on the Gamerheads podcast. I mean, thanks for bringing that.
I have receipts that say by which hotel room I was in.
Okay. I just want to say, like, out of all the things that breaking news, I'm glad you brought that, Carter. That was
when you invited me, I was like, I have to say this. I have to have it on the record. I am Carter Dotson. Definitely not stalking Zalavir Nelson. I respect the man. I respect it. I respect his work. I am not stalking him through the halls of his hotel.
Yeah, no, if you're going to PAX, you need to go hear him talk because he is such an interesting person, and just hearing his how he first got into gaming too. I want to share that because that's his story. I'm not going to share his story, but he did. We talked about it on the podcast, and it's such a fun. He's such a fun person. He's so fun and funny and really smart. And yeah, go listen. Well, I guess that kind of wraps it up. I don't have anything else. I mean, I guess, if you're going to go to PAX and you see one of us, I mean, don't stalk us, but you can come and say hi to us. I mean, it's fine. No, I'm just kidding. No, do stop and say hi to us because we do enjoy talking to people. Like, I might look a little frazzled, but that's just me because I'm bouncing from appointment to appointment usually. And usually I will say, you'll probably have to say like, Roger a few times because I'm usually in my own little world. I'm like thinking like what I just played and what I'm moving on to my next thing. So don't be surprised if I'm like, it takes me like a double take, be like, oh, what? Somebody call my name? But feel free to, chat with us and talk with us if you're so inclined. We'd love to hear from you. So before we head out, though, why don't we tell people how they can find us on social media? Carter, how can people find you on the social medias?
You can follow me on Blue Sky at wondroushippo.biz, and you can check out Stride PR at stridepr.com, and I think that's also our Blue Sky handle. Love that feature. Yeah, and if you're a game developer in need of need a public relations, definitely reach out to us. Like I said, we work with everyone. Like I said, from one person studios. We're actually just there's a project we'll be working on that's really cool. We'll be talking about it hopefully this summer, from a from a solo developer that has a real interesting background. But yeah, we work with everyone from, like I said, from solo developers all the way up to AAA. We supported Dying Light: The Beast last year. Come to PAX. PAX, when you buy a PAX badge, you know some of that money gets funneled to me. So you are helping me buy more audio equipment by coming to PAX, and come to PAX. Come to PAX. Go to PAX. That's an order. Go to PAX and don't stalk Zal or Nelson.
That's right. Jake, how can people find you on social media?
On Blue Sky, you can go to Clobinson, CLOBBINSON. And yeah, that's it. That's all I look at. So.
And on the website.
Yeah, on the website.
Oh yeah, I guess that you can go look at my reviews on the website.
Yeah. And your previews when we go to PAX. You do a lot of writing for that, so you'll be
that too.
Yeah. So if you can't go to PAX, you can live vicariously through us by reading our articles on our site. So.
Sure.
And Carter, I might have told you this. We are actually bringing a camera guy with us this time. I try camera work. It sometimes works, not always. But now we're actually bringing a real person with real cameras, and they're gonna with like microphones and everything. It's gonna be awesome. In my head, that's how it works. So, Trina, how can people find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky or Instagram, Twitch, whatever. Pretty much my handle's the same everywhere. So Trina with 2 A's, Ballerina, and and of course you can find me also on the Gamerheads site and the YouTube. And Jake and I and Zeb are the hosts and co-hosts of the Hey Kiddo podcast, which is our dedicated Warframe podcast, which is why I'm really excited for the Warframe stuff. So
yeah. And you can follow me on Blue Sky at Rogue Leader 1976 or 76, one of two. Not both. It's just one of those, one or the other. I just don't remember if it's 1976 or 76. You can also follow Gamerheads on Blue Sky at gamerheadspodcast.com. You can go to our website at gamerheadspodcast.com where you can hear this show and other shows and read reviews and such. I just posted. I can't talk enough about this game because, so I do more than just. Well, we do more than just video game reviews, but I have been reviewing a book, a tabletop RPG called Pirate Borg, and it's really fun. So
some cool artwork.
It is really cool artwork too. Yeah. And you can go check out the reviews of that. I have the review for the core book, the starter set, and the expansion all on our site, so you can go read that. I talk about who it's for, what kind of player groups. So I just actually ran a group. I know it says 16 or older, but I ran it with my kids, and they loved it. They had so much fun with it. I toned it down a little bit, though. It's kind of scary. I toned it down a little bit for them, so that way it wasn't too scary for them, but they still loved it. So go check out the reviews there. And like Trina said, go to our YouTube channel where you can hear our episodes there. You can hear Hey Kiddo there. And we do reviews there as well. So we do video game reviews there as well of the video, and you can hear about our thoughts around the game. So Carter, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Yeah, I'll see you next week at PAX.
Yeah, crazy. A week. Jake, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
See you next week as well.
Yeah.
Trina, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'll see you next week as well.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. And listeners, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to leave us a review, we want to hear what you have to say about our show. And that helps us grow. So leave us a review. And until next week, everyone, we'll probably have, we'll have lots of episodes and short episodes around PAX. So stay tuned for that.
But until then, everyone stay safe and game on. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.